Okay, guys, welcome to a brand new episode of WrestleSlam, the podcast brought to you by the Macau Casino, Cork City. Yet again, it's another fresh episode that we bring you every week. We record here in Cork on a Monday, and we put out the show on Tuesday, today being the bank holiday Monday. We are joined by the legends and the icons, Phil Connolly and Matt Murphy. And yet again, we are known as the Three Amigos, and we have been bringing you the show for the past 4 years, and we absolutely love it. We haven't aged a day, which is great. But anyway, yes, all things SummerSlam, and we are going to talk SummerSlam, guys. It was on Saturday night / Sunday morning for all of us Irish people here, when we have to stay up till 3, 4, 5 a.m. to watch it. But look, that's the way we do it. We're going to go into matches, and we're also going to talk about OTT as well, guys. The big ones happening this weekend at the National Stadium, Dublin. So we're going to dedicate the show to, obviously, SummerSlam and OTT. So first of all, SummerSlam and Phil Connolly. First of all, to you, my man, what was your thoughts on SummerSlam? Where would you rank it as, within the best of the best? And what was your highlight? What was your worst point?
I suppose the first thing is this is the end of an era for SummerSlam, because I think next year is 2 nights.
Yeah.
So it's kind of sad when you think about it, because I don't know if we need it. Like, we've talked about this before about WrestleMania. I mean, 2 nights being very difficult. Just for fans in general, and the prices of tickets is through the roof as well. But in general, this going back to this SummerSlam, I probably would rate this as a 7 out of 10. I think.
Yeah.
There was some really, 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 really good stuff on it, and some stuff that bugged me. But overall, if I was to rate it, 7 out of 10. Favorite match would probably shock you, actually. Rhea Ripley and Liv. I fucking love that match.
It was a good match.
It really was, and the whole thing with her shoulder and just pushing the shoulder back in. I know it was a predictable ending with Dom. Like, everybody saw that coming after that fire thing there on Raw.
Yeah.
But it's weird because Dom went heel to be heel. You rarely see that. Like, he's a heel, but turned a heel again.
He's gold, but he's absolute gold in on that roster. I think Dom is really good.
Yeah. Again, Roman Reigns returned in the main event, but the big one was Arn Anderson for me.
That was pretty cool, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a great moment. Also a great moment to hit the dog as well, because I know
that's what I was going to say.
Cody said he can't bring his dog anymore after this.
Yeah, I was just going to say, yeah, Arn Anderson, yeah, Roman Reigns, grand, but let's just talk about Pharaoh. That was my personal favorite return. Was like Pharaoh, but I think after AEW was like, oh, please don't bring him out and with his entrance, because it'll land badly. Like,
well, he's old now as well. He's like 13 or 14.
His dog, is it?
Yeah, his dog.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I just want to mention something. Now, you mentioned, obviously, just have to start there SummerSlam and doing the 2 nights. Like, there was a lot of empty seats there at SummerSlam. You could have seen it, like.
Oh yeah, loads, and there was loads of cheap seat tickets going on sale as well yesterday.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they were pushing people up to the front to make it look more full.
Yeah, you could definitely see that, though. You could definitely see.
But again, it's that case of, like, do we need all these stadium shows? People can't afford them.
Yeah, no, the only thing that I could have leaned towards is the summertime. Obviously, summertime, people like to spend that bit more money. It is obviously, yeah, it is. Like, like, in a lot of countries, they celebrate summertime in a different time of the year. But, like, for, I suppose, Americans and Europeans, summertime is summertime. But it's it is a lot of money. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it is a lot of money. There's no doubt about it. But yeah, that was that.
It's just too many. Like, if we go 2 nights next year, it's going to be even double that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
you're talking for two good seats. You're talking probably $1,000.
I think it's like $600 bucks. I think it's 600 a night.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Because I think we need to realize, like, we're in a good time with Triple H in charge, and he's going over to Europe. We're having all these pay-per-views coming over in UK and Europe. but even if you're living over here, it's still not cheap at all. I think I just had this conversation with my brother-in-law in Glasgow this weekend. It was like, yeah, Clash of the Castle is probably the top one, in opinion. Like,
Oh, definitely. Which is getting up some results there. But it's yeah, no, it's it is expensive if you're a European, as you said, like, you know what I mean? You're really taking out that loan.
There's that then, and
Well,
then there's Clash at the or Berlin at the Castle in 2 more weeks. That's just
there's
a
a lot
lot.
happening, yeah.
Yeah,
There's a
yeah.
lot happening, which is good though. It's good though. Look, it's a lot better for the Europeans today, though. I will say, lads.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean? It's
1000%. Yeah.
you've got like, you know, we've got
I
exclusive
don't know. Is it
pay-per-view.
just us getting older and we're just kind of like, do I want to spend 400 or 500 euros to do one show?
Yeah. Well, I always did say this, and this is no lie. I always said I'd do one WrestleMania and one Royal Rumble. I never said I'd do a SummerSlam unless it was in the UK.
Yeah.
And do you know what?
Europe would be doable as well.
Do you know what, lad? I'm going to say it out loud here now. I would not be surprised if they've carved WrestleMania for the London and they'll do SummerSlam instead for 2 nights.
maybe
It's hard to know.
because
I would not be surprised.
The next 2 years of SummerSlam is already booked, though.
Yeah. Interesting
yeah,
times.
it'd be class to have WrestleMania in Europe, but now it's like, oh, it's actually happening. But you're just like, are we really set for WrestleMania coming in? Like,
yeah. It's interesting. Well, Matt Murphy, you've been busy the last couple of days in Italy. Let's talk about obviously the big one, SummerSlam. You caught up in it, and were you impressed? What did you like? What was your favorite moment? What was the bad moments in that for you, and what was your highlights?
gonna be honest, I actually really enjoyed it. I actually just like watched SummerSlam this past weekend, luckily, staying at the family's house. But I watched it thinking, oh, it'll be a great pay-per-view. I actually enjoyed most of the matches, if I'm gonna be honest, lads. So I was actually kind of blown away by it. Yeah, there was predictable moments like Phil said about Dom turning on Rhea Ripley, Roman Reigns coming back, on Anderson actually coming back, which is actually kind of class. Um, but I wasn't ready for Finn Balor to turn on Damian Priest, even though there's talks that Gunther was obviously going to win because Bash of Berlin's coming up. It was kind of more better to give him the championship. But I think for me, probably the best match to me has to be Drew McIntyre and CM Punk, just because as before I love my story emotions involved in the match. It's just kind of like that's my cup of tea when it comes to it. So yes, I I am hoping that they're gonna wrap up this rivalry. Personally, I love the CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, but since CM Punk said that he is planning on like leaving, retiring soon, they might need to wrap up with the next rivalry with Punk. So when Drew McIntyre took his bracelet, I was like, oh no, it's not over yet. I want to see it keep continuing, but I was like, since Punk has this deadline, it's like move on to the next one now.
I think we're getting a Hell in a Cell match, sadly.
Yeah, what's the talks of Punk and retirement? Is he actually legit going to retire soon? Yeah,
I think I don't want to be putting him down because I love CM Punk, but he didn't look good out there at all. He looked wrecked. Like there was times there where you could see that he was genuinely like struggling to catch up. I don't think he'll retire, but I think there's definitely slowing down. Like he could be 2 or 3 matches a year. Like
yeah, it's interesting, like, you know.
Yeah, I don't see him retiring at all. I can't see that.
Yeah,
No,
interesting.
I personally don't want to see CM Punk retiring, but whatever he says, he is a man of his word at the end of the day. Like,
yeah, not interesting. And we wondered, do we get AJ back as well? For me, quickly, there was some great moments. Obviously, I loved a lot. I did love. I'm just obsessed with Drew McIntyre as of late. I think that match for me was incredible. A good ending. I think Roman coming back was pretty good. I would have just preferred that Roman walked away though, rather than look back.
Yeah.
Just
that's just setting up this whole War Games for later, so I don't mind.
Yeah. Is that War Games going to be with The Rock, do you reckon, Phil?
It's very possible because that movie's wrapped.
Yeah.
So will we see Rock in the next week or two? It's very possible.
Yeah, you just want to know The Rock come back.
Yeah.
Because even before this past WrestleMania, we've always seen The Rock versus Roman Reigns. Be kind of bad if they keep talking about it, it's not going to happen. I think it'll make more sense that The Rock comes back, teams with Roman, turns on Roman, and that'll build up the next match WrestleMania, and so everyone will be like, "Oh, Roman versus Rock is going to happen." Except this time, we actually want it to happen. It's a good way
Yeah,
to build it up. Like,
I see it a
Yeah,
lot.
I think.
Was
Yeah.
that? No,
Sorry, I just go back to that quickly. I think the Usos. I vision the Usos with Roman
yeah,
and someone else against The Rock, obviously, and the Bloodline.
yeah. The only problem is now is Jacob Fatu looks like he broke his ankle.
I've seen that, yeah.
Yeah, so that could be 8 to 12 to 15 weeks.
Yeah, it's not good.
I know it looked bad when I saw it. I was like, oh God.
Yeah, it's upsetting because I knew Jacob Fatu before he came to WWE, and I was like pitching ideas like, how the fuck are they gonna do this with Jacob Fatu? And of course, not everyone knew about his before WWE, but they built up a really good build up for him. But seeing him injured at this time, it's like
Yeah,
shite.
it's not good
Kind of
because in the middle of a whole big storyline.
Yeah.
mm.
There was some great matches overall. Nia Jax, obviously new champ. LA Knight beating Logan Paul. That was pretty cool.
That was surprisingly good because I had no hopes for this match. It was really good.
Yeah, yeah.
There was
A
one
lot,
spot. There was one spot where he did a suplex off the top ropes that I thought Logan Paul would take that one because it was just I've never seen them hold him up there before he drops him.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
really
it's an interesting one. There was a lot. Obviously, we seen obviously Liv Morgan retain her title against Rhea Ripley. Yeah, there was just a lot happening. One of the moments for you stood out, Phil and Matt.
I suppose Nia Jax winning was always going to be the case, but I'm surprised Tiffany didn't cash in.
I was kind of gutted that Nia Jax won. Not because it's Nia Jax. It's because I really wanted to see Bayley holding on for that title for till at least the next WrestleMania, having a good title run. But I think another one for me was probably Finn Balor turning on Damian Priest. Because again I warmed up to Judgment Day, love Judgment Day. But I thought, instead of having Dom leaving, they just decided to break the whole thing up.
Yeah,
Would
because
have been better.
JD ripped up the shirt.
I saw that, yeah, go on, JD, boy. I think what
I
could
never
have
liked it
happened,
anyway.
yeah. What I kind of would be like, maybe the referee got knocked out, Finn Balor got a steel chair and tried to toss it to Priest, but Gunther got it, hit over Damian Priest, and that'll build up this whole build up with Priest and Finn Balor. But no, they actually went ahead with it. So I'm looking forward to see that. But
Thing is,
I
like,
think,
who does Gunter fight next? Because there's no one on the roster.
yeah, you
Like,
never know. Maybe
I don't want to see the Miz and Gunter on a PLE. I just don't like. I'm sorry,
yeah,
I don't.
yeah,
Is it
because
going to happen? Probably.
Well, there's
yeah,
no. If you look through the roster, like Damian Priest is going to now fight Balor.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
I don't know.
I would like to see it because we
Sheamus?
need to realize that Gunther is a heel, but since he's going to his home country, he's going to be treated as the face.
Yeah, exactly. I think he could fight Sheamus, lads.
Gunter
Yeah,
and Sheamus.
Yeah,
Does
yeah,
Sheamus beat him in the end to get the belt?
not this soon. I wouldn't think so.
yeah.
Yeah, no, Sheamus would be a good fight. You wonder, will Drew McIntyre maybe will?
Well, he's going to have to go for it again soon. So yeah, there could
Yeah.
be. There's a lot of things, but I heard someone talking about the Miz, and I was like, I don't want to see the Miz. I'm sorry, but I don't want to see the Miz and Gunter. It does nothing. It does nothing for me.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it would be interesting. Like, I think there's going to be dominance there now for a while. It's going to be a while until Gunter loses that belt.
I reckon
believe.
WrestleMania. I really do.
Yeah, yeah. And who beats him at Mania? Does someone new come in?
Could be
I think
McIntyre, to be honest.
I think this can be a controversial, but now I'm gonna butcher his name, even though I like the guy. But Luca Kaiser, you never know. Maybe we're gonna have him facing Luther Kaiser at Bash Berlin. Gonna be kind of like good here and there. Like maybe we're gonna
apparently he's due back tonight on Raw. Luke Kaiser.
apparently, Like
Yeah.
maybe they're gonna have like a battle royale. He will win. It'll be kind of interesting because they were mates before WWE. They came a long way, and it's gonna be in the country that they're both from, and they're gonna be like, "Oh God, we have two German fellas facing each other. Who are we gonna go
Yeah.
for this one?"
I could
So
see Dragunov fight him at some stage as well.
That would be
yeah,
also really good. Yeah, I'd like that
is
one.
is he injured though? Is he
I
injured?
know. I think that was just storylines.
Okay,
Storyline, yeah.
Yeah.
I
And sure,
would
we know
love
the history
Dragon.
between Gunter and JD McDonough, lads. We know that firsthand. They've had some of their most epic battles against each other. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But
you know?
yeah, Dragunov, I would love to see him taking on Dragunov because not everyone saw the epic 2 rounds that they had in NXT. It was
Yeah.
probably the best match of that year, lads. So
Yeah.
if that can
The
happen,
one in
like,
the NXT UK
right.
was phenomenal.
Yeah,
Mm.
we were at a show in Dublin, lads, right? It wasn't at the National Stadium, it was at another basketball stadium, right? If you remember that. It's actually when we met Gunter, I think, Phil.
Oh yeah, that
Who
was
did
yeah. I know the one you're on
who did
about.
Dragunov fight at that?
I think it was like a multi-man match.
Was it?
Yeah, I think MGF might have been even in it.
Yeah, it was at a different stadium, a really cool stadium, if you remember.
Yeah, it's something like Neptune, but it's not like obviously not Neptune, but it's
Yeah,
like
but it
it.
was in Dublin.
Yeah,
It was like the national. Maybe it was called the National Basketball Stadium. Actually, that's what it was called. It wasn't the
that's what
National
it was.
Stadium. It was
Yeah,
the
yeah,
National
yeah. That's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Basketball Stadium. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
That was a fucking great show, and that was where Gunter was there as well as
And
Walter. I think he
that's a
fought
big
the
venue. There's a lot of people who can fit in there.
Yeah, great venue. My God, that was a great night.
Yeah.
Great night. But yeah, no, Dragunov would be a good show, to be fair. Yeah, there was the overall though, I think it was a good card. I'm not gonna lie, I did enjoy it.
The only
Probably the first
nitpicks that I have, I don't like Triple H doing that every show. I don't like it.
coming out.
Yeah, I think it's like, lads, what's the point of this?
It's kind of like it's like a Dana White thing, though, isn't it?
It is, but like, come on, like, I could do it on a pre-show. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and then the whole thing with the songs as well, they went on for a while as well.
Yeah, yeah. Kind of wasn't me bad. That kind of lost me at this point. I think I remember that I was watching SummerSlam with my brother-in-law in Glasgow, and we were like pumped. He was like, "Yeah, SummerSlam," and that happened, and we just thought that just would be a good excuse to get food in the next room. So that was it.
Yeah.
So that's what I used it for.
I know it was all a bit bizarre. Just bear with me there 1 second. I'm just gonna get up some matches there 1 sec. So yeah,
Professionalism,
no,
Jack.
for me it was good. For me it was good. I enjoyed it. I was hoping to see a bit more, but Aaron Anderson was a nice touch, and it just remains to be seen will Aaron Anderson actually be involved moving forward.
Well, I think he should be in WWE doing something. It doesn't need to be on TV. I think he just needs to be there.
Yeah, he's a mad guy. Mad guy. I love him. I regret not meeting him. I've met him. I've seen him a few times in person, but I've never gone over to him. You know.
Yeah.
Is he actually done with AEW?
Yeah, he's gone. Yeah.
Oh, he's gone. Okay.
And
where's his son? Is his
Dustin
son
Rhodes
still
is
in the
next.
league?
His son is gone as well.
And who just said was next after Aaron?
Dustin Rhodes.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think there's like 5 weeks ish.
Goalless. Remember, imagine goalless at RCW. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Bring it back. But yeah, I'm personally loving to see Arn Anderson WWE. So all in all, lads, raise him up for Arn Anderson, 4 Horsemen.
Yeah.
Horsemen. Definitely. Now we're quickly going to talk about OTT, guys. Obviously, the big one, Scrappermania this weekend. Many matches to talk about. I'm quickly going to go to LJ Carey versus Nick Nemeth / aka Dolph Ziggler. This is a match everyone's talking about. LJ Carey has not been beat in Ireland in a long time. And a lot of people reckon he'll come through and win this match against Nick. Now, thoughts on that, first of all, lads, and the match itself?
Yeah, I think it's a long time coming to get Ziggler in Ireland. I think he's been wanting to come here like this for a long time.
Yeah, definitely.
I reckon LJ will pick up the win.
You think so, yeah?
Yeah, there's just something. There's something that tells me LJ.
Yeah. Yeah. So the social elite guys versus the freshins. So that's obviously Fabio Martin Stairs. That'll be a good match. The social elite are they're a big deal.
Yeah.
There's this whole fun tag team. I think it should be a great match.
Yeah, I think
No,
not gonna lie, but I think the Social is probably one of the best tag teams in Irish wrestling at the moment. Like But I feel like the freshness is actually going to come up because they're a huge fan favorite. Martin Stays and Fabio, we got a chance to meet them so many times. So, and the fact that they have good chemistry and the fact that they can actually take home the gold, like so.
Yeah. And another big match, Renzo Rose versus Danhausen. This will be epic. Big fans of both. Renzo Rose is one of our favorites here on the Irish wrestling scene, and this is a big match. But I have a sneaky feeling that Renzo might come through here, guys. No
Yeah,
problem.
I think so. Yeah, I think Renzo will beat him. Definitely.
Yeah, I can't see Renzo like losing this one. Like I love Danhausen, I have a soft spot for him, but Renzo is like the big deal at the moment. Like no, wait, sorry, let me do it again. Renzo Rose will win this one.
I love it. There's obviously a special appearance from the session, Martina. Robbie X versus Speedball Mike Bailey. This is the match that could take probably the best match in all of wrestling in the year.
Could be the best match of the year, yeah. This could be the best match.
It could be like legit.
Yeah.
We obviously know Robbie X and Speedball quite well. We've seen him wrestle in person. How do you predict this one, boys? This is a tough one to call.
I think Robbie X.
I know it's a tie for me, but I know one thing that we both know Speedball and Robbie X. They're probably going to spend more time around the ring than in the ring, but flips and like outdoing each other. So that's something that will happen. Like
actually, I think Mike Bailey actually. I was thinking about it. He's the TNA X Division champion. I don't think they'll want him losing.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. BDE versus the lads from the flats. The lads from the flats are still going strong, but that'll be an interesting match as well, guys.
Yeah.
Obviously we have an appearance from Dean Barry, Man Like the Reese, Santos. That'll actually be pretty cool. Santos is a guy I'm a big fan of, actually, I must say. Really cool guy.
I've seen very little, but I've seen a few. I've seen enough to know that he's going to be really good on the scene.
Yeah, he's explosive. Obviously, Zarkov is in that match as well, but it's a big one, a very big one.
Who's Trent Seven fighting? Because I was trying to figure that out, and it just says Trent Seven.
That's what I said as well. Like they didn't announce that.
Yeah, no, I think there's something. Obviously, there's something there, but obviously, Be Cool and yeah, what's the story of Be Cool? He's up against
He's up against
Snake.
Yeah,
he's up against. Oh wait, here we go. Be Cool is going to flash this real quick. But Be Cool, he's up against the Draw, and he has to come up with his own tag team as well.
Yeah. And we were on about MGF obviously being around the UK.
Yeah.
You wonder will MGF turn up?
I don't know. I wouldn't be. I would have thought he would have showed up in the England Wolverhampton.
Yeah. One would say though it's easier to get to Dublin from America than it is to get I suppose Wolverhampton.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah.
Be interesting. But no, that's a huge card, guys. It is a huge card. I'd expect a few surprises of that card too, and it's almost sold out, guys.
Yeah,
there's no floor seats left. I think it's all stalls now. You could have stand around in the arena, like, you know.
Oh, they took away the seats today.
No, I think you can actually, like, you know, the way where the shop is. I think you stand up against the wall, so they're actually going to fill all them parts as well, like.
Oh, nice. Okay, so that's going to be chaotic then.
Chaotic, but explosive.
Yeah,
explosive. But we want to wish Joe and all the OTT crew a big one. It's going to be massive, and the world cannot wait for this one. It will be on OTT demand as well, guys, and we'll have all the results on next week's show for that. But anything else we have to go through, guys?
There's a couple of things there that I have news on. Becky Lynch teased retirement.
I wouldn't be surprised, actually. She doesn't need to retire, but I wouldn't be surprised if she did.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are saying that she just wants to focus on her kid.
Yeah. I mean, again, I listened to the audiobook of Becky Lynch, and to be fair, she did flat out saying the book was like everything that she said she wanted to do, she actually managed to do it, which was possible. But I can't see her retiring. Like, look, obviously, if you're a parent, then you also need to focus on your own home life as well. But I can't see Becky like retiring as of yet. She still has time, like.
Yeah.
What's the other thing? Oh, Matt Cardona returns to TNA. to interrupt a wedding between PCO and Steph Delander.
And
I don't know if
speaking
you
of
see the wedding. Did you see it?
Kinda, yeah. There was a few things that popped up.
Yeah, I thought it was mental.
speaking
Yeah.
of Matt Cardona, he signed Mr. Jinder Mahal himself to Game Changer Wrestling.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's another bit of news. Yeah, Jinder Mahal is
Yeah.
Game Changer Wrestling. That's great. Jinder,
But
Jinder's unreal.
I tagged Jinder. I tagged Jinder in the thing last week about coming to Cork, and he liked it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
could happen.
It can happen.
Manifest and stuff.
Yeah. Because Jinder, like, of course, he wasn't done well, but WWE could have like built him up way more better. But like, I think now that he's on the independent scene, he will be pulling a Matt Condola, making his own image. Like,
Yeah, I think the only reason he's gone from WWE is due to injuries, lads. I think that's the only thing.
Yeah, he's injured. Yeah, it could be.
That's the only thing that's stopping him. I think he's got everything else. I think it's just the injuries, and maybe he wants to do his own thing now. I think it's more him. I'd say they offered him a few deals, or maybe there was something there. I'd say just say, look, I'm going to do my own thing for the next year or two and build up my fitness and do the indie scene a bit more,
Yeah,
mm.
right. Yeah. Steve Austin teases WrestleMania appearance in Las Vegas.
That'd be class. What?
Like CM Punk and Austin is the match. Like, I'm sorry, but it is.
It makes sense now, Phil. Like, you said that about Punk earlier on, that like I suppose he is kind of slowing up a small bit, but himself and Austin makes sense. Austin looks $1 million against Kevin Owens. Like,
they could stand in the ring and do nothing, and the crowd will go nuts.
Yeah. Because I was a bit concerned. I was like thinking Stone Cold was like, oh, he's gonna do a stunner to Kevin Owens. But it was like, no, he actually still got it, lads. He actually still stubbing a mud hole.
he still has it. Still has it. There's no doubt about it. Like,
yeah.
And we watched that in your house, didn't we?
Yeah.
No, we watched at the Macau at the time.
Macau, yeah. And then we jogged on and we went to jog after them for the last match. I think.
Yeah, that was it. I left you out in the cold because I'm unfortunately one of those house guests where I make sure everything is clean before I got guests coming over. Build up was good, lads.
Did you see all the legends at WrestleMania or SummerSlam?
All the legends like Arn
like
Anderson,
Scott Steiner and Rick Steiner, they were all there. Like,
I saw that, yeah. So that was like kind of like a good like moment about like why SummerSlam is a big deal. Like,
I think we lost Jerry. Did we lose Jerry?
I think is Jerry gone, lad?
He could be.
Jerry, if you hear us, say what's the crack.
Yeah, I know he said his battery was dying, so.
His battery's dying. Look, lads, we are gonna wrap up now anyway because we only got a few minutes anyway. So, Phil, do you have any departing words?
I just wanted to bring up one little thing because I know there's like 5 minutes left. This whole thing with MJF and Britt Baker. What do you make of that?
With Britt Baker. What was so with Britt
Did you
Baker?
hear about this? No. Did you hear about it? No.
I know.
Basically,
I was on my holiday. So.
MJF went into the women's locker room and apparently confronted Britt Baker.
Oh.
And then she ended up getting suspended. Like legit.
Seriously?
Legit, yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay. Yeah, this is me saying my excuse is like I was on holidays. What could you want me to say?
Yeah, I like it didn't actually. It was out there, but it wasn't as there wasn't a big story like it should have been. Like it's been a bigger story than it is because I love MJF. I don't think he should have been in the women's locker room.
Yeah, yeah, Sam. I love MJF, and Britt Baker is probably one of my favorite female wrestlers at the moment. If I'm going to be honest.
I just wanted to mention it there before we go because I know we don't have long left.
Yeah, that's a big good way to end all the things now. So that was it.
But yeah, she's been suspended for 2 weeks. I think she's coming back at the pay-per-view.
Yeah. What's kind of funny was like how I don't know if you noticed this, but how Michael Cole and Pat McAfee they would actually mention about whoever's wrestling their background in university or like when they're in college, and it went absolutely nowhere. I talked to my brother-in-law Neil about Britt Baker about she actually has a background in dentistry, and it was like saying, they bring that up, and look, she's using it for example by pulling that other woman's tooth out, so she's grand. So, but yeah, no, Britt Baker and MJF. I hope this won't escalate into something big, but we know about these type of stories before.
But AEW is known for a lot of drama, as we know that.
We both know that, and especially with their biggest show coming up in Wembley.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we have one a few minutes, but what do you think of that about AEW in Wembley coming back?
We'll talk about it properly when we have more time at the next one, but I think
Yeah.
I think they need to stop doing these shows because tickets are really bad compared to last year.
Yeah. So AEW, I feel like they're slowly up the game, but it's not the same as before anyway.
Yeah.
But look, we'll end at that note. That's a bit of a cliffhanger for next week's episode, lads. So thank you for watching, and for everyone that's going over to OTT this weekend. We just gave out the match card. It looks like it's going to be an unreal show. So it's safe to say you can have an unreal time. So best luck with Joe and everyone involved. Any departing words, Phil?
Stay safe and enjoy wrestling.
Stay safe and enjoy wrestling. Couldn't say it by myself. Stay classy, stay class. Have a classy day. Just for watching, guys. All the best from all of us. And may Jerry rest in peace. All right, bye, guys.